Hello, everybody. My name is Paul,
And I'm Clayton.
and you are listening to Beyond the Pool List podcast.
That's crazy. Where are we at, Paul?
So we're behind a building outside.
I bet people didn't expect that when they turned this podcast on
They
today.
did not. We are in line right now to meet the amazing, absolutely amazing Scott Snyder. We are in Comic Exchange in Knoxville, Tennessee. For Free Comic Book Day. So this episode's a little bit different. We're outside. There is other people in line, so you'll hear other people talking. You'll hear cars pass by. So excuse the background audio, because, again, we are outside in an alleyway.
There's probably, 100 people in front of us,
I think
and then
there's
probably 30 to 40 behind us?
I'd say there's 30 behind us, 100 in front of us.
Yeah, this is crazy, man.
Yeah.
We really didn't expect this.
Yeah.
Now, we were a little late because some people stayed overnight.
Yeah, so we were late. So our plan this morning was to get here. We were supposed to leave where we are from. We're about an hour and a half out. So we were supposed to leave at 4:45 and get here around 6. But somebody put their alarm for PM instead of AM.
Wow.
So I woke up exactly at the time I was supposed to be at Clayton's house. And then on the way to Clayton's house, I left my Absolute Batman #1 at home. So I had to drive all the way back and get it and then come all the way back. It was a crazy morning.
It was an experience.
It was an experience. But
this is going to be an experience, too. And it's going to be good.
It is. And, we wanted to do a little episode in line because I was like, this will just be fun.
Yeah.
This ain't a normal episode.
Right.
We're not going to do our normal reviews or anything like that. But we're just doing screw it. We're just sitting in line talking.
We're just going to talk about what we normally talk about if we were sitting here, which is what we kind of do normally anyway.
Yeah.
Is when we record the episodes, we just kind of normally talk about things we talk about, but this time it's got a microphone, right?
Yeah.
So, same thing here.
Yeah, and again, we are outside. I'm sure people are going to look at us and be like, what are those idiots doing?
Yeah.
And, of course, you can hear the ASMR of all the loud trucks driving by. But we are going to meet Scott Snyder. He's signing for 5 hours, so we're really hoping that he gets through the line and gets to us. Because otherwise, we might miss him. But I don't think we will. I think we'll be okay.
I think we'll be all right.
I think we'll be okay. And because they are going to do a line cutoff at some point. But again, we are wrapped around the building, so again, it's a long line. I didn't expect it to be this long.
Me neither. We'll do a follow-up if we don't get to meet him.
Yeah.
This was all not worth it.
Yeah, it was like, well, we did this and it sucked, but
we wanted to talk a little bit about Absolute Batman today, because there's been some stuff that Robert Kirkman recently said on another podcast, and it's kind of been something we were talking about on the car ride down here, and we're like, let's talk about it here too. And that's the fact that Absolute Batman supposedly has boosted sales of all comics.
Everything, yes. It has, IDW, Image, Dynamite.
Yeah.
Because of Absolute Batman's success. Sorry, they got their exhaust off. Because of Absolute Batman's success, it has boosted up everything else in the industry, which is really crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's not happened before.
No.
So I know, a while back we did our episode on, is the comic book industry about to crash?
Right.
And, all these things are these things about to happen? But I didn't expect this book to bring a spike in everything.
No. And Brad Walker commented. Brad Walker is an artist for DC. He's done several things for them. And he commented on our post, and he said, while I do agree with what a lot of you guys have said, there is a lot of good things in the comic industry. You guys should talk about some of the good stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I've posted hey, these comics are good. Check out these comics. You should do this. Read this. But to hear that Absolute Batman is boosting sales, that's a great thing happening right now. And I was going to be like, well, Absolute Batman's also part of the problem. We have 100+ variants for Absolute 20, but
we have 115 for Absolute 20 so far.
Insane.
Yeah, it's went up 13 more covers.
But at the same time, if it's boosting sales, if it's boosting everybody's books,
then it allows for people to have their own customization. They can get what they want. It does bring problems, which we will talk about, because there has been some problems uncovering, which we sort of briefly mentioned, but now we know that it was a problem. We didn't realize when we talked about it before with a variant.
Right.
But it's really crazy. And because I've talked to a lot of comic book comic book shop owners, and they're all saying hey, Absolute Batman is bringing people in. They're coming in looking for Absolute Batman, but then they're also seeing this, and they're also seeing this, and they're like, well, what's this book, or what's this going on? And they're not just getting Absolute Batman, they're getting multiple issues of all sorts of things.
Right,
I haven't heard that they're getting Marvel stuff.
No,
but maybe.
But I'm sure, I think this is something that we kind of talked about. The movies is what Marvel is hoping to bring people in.
Right.
That's why they connect everything back to the MCU.
Yeah.
What DC's doing with Absolute Batman is they're wanting the comics to draw people in.
Yeah.
And the movies can follow whatever, they don't really care, but they care about the comics.
Yeah.
Let the comics pull people in, and I think that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, and that's great. You know, living in a century where like everything has been based on the movies for the last like
20 years.
Well, more like 8 years, 10, 15 years.
I feel like it's been longer than that.
Maybe
I feel like they've
20.
been doing that since like Iron Man 1.
Maybe since Iron Man 1. But where we live in a world where everything has been based on the movies, it's the comics is that's the original story, right? That's the original spot of lore that you should be driving to.
Right.
And the fact that Absolute Batman and DC in general is allowing that to happen, that's
a testament to their storytelling ability.
Yeah, and it's a testament to their pride in their comics and their pride to the industry.
Right.
Like they care about this, that they're not going to let it die.
Right.
Which I hope that would spread to other companies.
Yeah, hope so.
But yeah, that's really exciting.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. So real quick, I want to change the subject. What are you getting signed by Scott Snyder today?
So I'm getting, I bought my copy of Absolute Batman #1. It's a first printing. I think I bought it at a good time because I got it for $135.
Yeah.
One just sold in an auction at a 9.8 for $400. So the price is going up.
Yeah.
So I got mine at a good time. I'm getting that signed. I'm getting my second print signed. I have, my issue 2 third print.
Okay.
It's the really cool blue cover where he's holding the battle axe and he's got the smoke at his feet. I'm getting the DCKO signed, which is what I would consider the first appearance of Absolute Batman.
That's a debate.
Actually, fun fact, you said that. CGC does not give Absolute Batman #1. It does not label it a first appearance of Absolute Batman.
Really? They consider the DCKO the first appearance?
I don't know. I've not seen a graded copy of it.
Okay.
But Absolute Batman does not have any text on the label stating it's a first appearance or anything. It just says story by Scott Snyder, artist by Nick Dragotta, and that's it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Because I always like to check, because it's like if I ever get a book graded, I want to see what it's going to say.
Right.
Because I have complete side tangent. I have the issue of Venom that is like the second appearance of Virus.
Okay.
And it actually, the CGC slab for it, this is the reason why I bought it, it says first released appearance due to COVID-19, intended on second release.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
that's
I
cool.
love those little things that they say. So I always look for those when I'm
Yeah.
buying a CGC or I'm planning on getting something graded, and Absolute Batman doesn't have anything. So I think that kind of takes me away from getting it graded.
Sure.
But I'm getting the DCKO signed.
Okay.
I don't know if it says that. I should check. And then I'm stuck between Absolute Batman 19, the really cool Scarecrow cover where he's got his bat blades out of his ears and you can see Scarecrow's reflection, and also the Arc M cover with the young Joker on it. Because I actually finally found a copy of it for like $10 and I bought it, and I'm like, that's one of my favorite.
That's a sick cover.
Story. Yeah, it's really cool
cover.
because you don't know it's Joker until after you read it. So I'm stuck on those. I might just get them both. Screw it.
I say just do it both.
You know, if I'm gonna wait in line for 3 hours to meet this guy, like I might as well just do it.
Right.
What are you getting signed?
So I'm getting Absolute Batman 14 signed.
Yep.
And that is one of my favorite stories, one of my favorite single issues probably ever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
wow.
That's one of the ones I read and I just thought about it like all day.
Yeah.
All day, all week, all month, all year.
Just I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Your wife's going into labor and you're just like, that fight was so awesome. Batman dropped a building on Bane. It's so cool. She's like, Clayton.
I am also getting DC Dark Knight's Metal Last Stories of the Multiverse. You had actually bought me this cover when it came out. The Last Stories of the DC Universe. It's the Gary Frank cover.
That's awesome.
It's a beautiful cover, and I really want to get it signed because it's the memory of you.
Did I buy that for you?
You bought it
I must
for my
have
birthday.
short-term memory loss, dude. Because I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, you bought this for me for my birthday when it came out, and so I really.
That is a really awesome cover.
I
That's
really
really
just
cool.
wanted to kind of cherish it and make it mean even more to me that we get it signed together.
That's awesome.
And then I'm also going to get DC Death Metal: The Secret Origins. It is the return of Superboy Prime.
Okay.
And so that's what I'll also get signed today. So it was really cool. I'd love to have all the creators from these books sign it, but One at a time, right?
Hey, start one. Yeah, start with Scott Snyder. You're getting the big one off the list first. Yeah.
Just start with one.
Just start with one. Yeah. It's like a potato chip. You can't just have one. You know. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm really excited to do this with you.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun. Even if we don't make it through, we're in line behind a building. I compared this to like a drug dealing convention. Is like because it's just we're in a shady alleyway and it's just like the bathroom's like right there by the dumpster.
Yeah, you're right. But this is awesome for Comics Exchange to do this. This is really neat to meet Scott Snyder, because we were talking about this just a moment ago.
Yeah.
He might be, we were really surprised because we're looking at the line and like, he's not even that big, but then we're like, I don't know, he might be the biggest writer in comics right now.
He has to be. I think because of the success of Absolute Batman, because also, Absolute Batman is really driving a lot of new fans.
Right.
And new fans are going to want to meet their writer, right? You know what I mean? Like getting to meet a writer or an artist for the first time is one of the most amazing feelings because it's like, whoa, this is so cool.
I always have the problem every time we've met somebody big is like when you're thinking about it the whole time, you're waiting in line, you're like, oh man, this is going to be so awesome.
Yeah. What am I going to say?
Yeah, and then you finally get up there and you're like, hi.
I remember when I met Donnie Cates, I just started like vomiting Guru on the. I was just like, I love your books. Like this is the best thing in the world. And he talked to me a little bit, but when I met Todd McFarlane, I was just like, thank you for Venom. Yeah. That's all I said. Yeah. And I wanted to ask him about like a show that he did a while back, but I didn't because I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. When I meet Scott Snyder, I'm going to tell him that I've got hash brown casserole waiting in the car if he wants to come over and record an episode.
We're you don't have a choice.
You have to come with us, please, Scott. Tell me where Joker's going to be. I do plan on asking him. We're gonna ask him a question. The one question I want to ask him is like, when are we going to get to learn more about Absolute Joker?
Yeah.
Because I'm dying to know more about him.
Right.
Like I want to and we're supposed the next issue or the next two issues?
We're supposed to see something soon. Yeah,
when they're supposed to meet for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's exciting, and this is weird. I've never been to a Batman signing before. Yeah. And you asked me the question. You said, "Do you think all these people are here for Scott Snyder or for Batman?" Right. And that's a really good question. So I don't know.
I don't know either because Batman is he's the biggest comic book character, right? Like I think everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody instantly recognizes Batman. He may not be like my favorite or anything, but like I definitely think like I don't know. I think it's kind of neat to see.
If there was a Mount Rushmore of comic characters, Batman would be on it.
He has to be on there.
Yeah, he has to be on it. Yeah. Who would be the Mount Rushmore of comic characters? Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, and Green Lantern. Kidding.
I don't know who would be. I've seen somebody. Actually, funny enough, I saw a post this morning that had
Captain America.
It could be, but I don't feel like he's as recognizable as those other three.
Yeah.
So, I feel like it. I don't know. I saw a post earlier this morning that had Wonder Woman on it.
Oh.
She could be.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know though.
Yeah.
Who would you say?
I don't know. Superman. I'd say Superman, Spider-Man, Batman.
For sure. If this was the early 2000s, I'd say Hulk.
Yeah. Hulk. Iron Man, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I remember Spider-Man, Hulk, and Iron Man were like the faces of Marvel for a while.
And now it's Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America.
Really? Yeah, I guess so.
For Marvel.
You think they top Spider-Man?
I think, well, I would say, I don't know. I would say Spider-Man's up there, but that's what Marvel tries to push as their face.
Yeah.
As those big three.
Yeah.
Especially in the MCU, particularly the MCU.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
I don't know who would be up there as well.
Leave a comment and tell us who you think would be the fourth one.
Wolverine, maybe?
Maybe an X-Men, yeah.
I could see Wolverine.
I'd say Big Wheel.
Yeah.
Or
the chair or whatever.
Al Ewing's favorite villain, Chairman, from the Twinkies ad. Damn you, Al Ewing.
Is this going to turn into another Al Ewing?
Nope. I'm not going to let it do that. I can't. I have to hold it back. I already did it in the car almost all the way here.
Yeah,
I started reading you comments. I was like, this is stupid. And I started tweaking in the back. And Gabriella's like scared of watching. She's like, oh my gosh. There was, I know, kind of backtracking to a previous thing we were talking about, the variant covers for Absolute Batman.
Yeah.
So there was actually, remember a couple episodes we were talking about one of the variant covers dropping for like immediately for $400 to $600. We know why.
Okay.
So the company who released that now again, I could be wrong. This is just like,
speculation.
I heard, he said that,
Right,
like,
right.
they say, they said that. Who's they? Them, them. So he, it came out that this book, was sold at retail. It retailed for $25 on the website, right? It sold. They didn't list them all. There was I think 2,000 copies of it.
Okay.
They listed maybe 50, 40, 20 to 50 copies. They sold out immediately for retail. Okay. They didn't list any more. People started putting up resales of them for hundreds of $100, $200.
Yeah.
So what they did is they took the rest of them. I don't even think they've released all of them. I think they've just released a small pile of them.
Okay.
And they took them to Whatnot and they started a bid war.
Oh my
with
goodness.
them. So all of the issues that are out in the wild that are selling for so much is because it became a bid war. So people went from paying $25 to $100 to one sold for $1,500 in a Whatnot bid.
And this isn't even original art.
No, this is just a variant cover. That it's a cool cover.
Yeah.
It's a great cover, but it also it gets a stamp.
Yeah.
The artist signs it and he would stamp it with their website stamp.
Okay.
So I guess that's also, but they're considering it to be a luxury art piece rather than a comic book collectible item, which is kind of sucky, especially with a variant cover that's not a actual painted. If it's the real painting, sure, that's an art piece.
Right.
The fact that it's just a variant cover on a book, it's not.
Right.
So I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, if it was comics forever since Jack Kirby did comics, the original art piece is what sells.
Yeah. For sure.
And so that's what makes the money. That's what goes for big, but not the comic.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying comics aren't a piece of art or anything like that, but I think it's a different type of art.
Yeah.
It's not even the full original piece. It's just something that you're basically buying because of speculation, because of interest, and that's really that's what's driving that sale, that market manipulation.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that it is a piece of art. It's I gotta have this. There's an exclusive amount of these.
Yeah.
I gotta have this.
It's limited edition. It's exclusive.
Nobody else will have. I'll be one of 2,000 people who have this, and it's just that club of exclusivity.
Yeah.
More than anything like that.
Yeah.
More than anything of actually caring.
Yeah.
It's like that person who sold the banana with the duct tape.
Yeah. How much does that sell for?
I don't know, an insane amount.
$2 million, maybe?
Yeah, it was a lot. But
Dude, I could make the same art piece.
Yeah, it's the same thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just insane.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I found out more about that, and I was like, that's crazy, because now are comic book companies and comic book websites, are they going to start doing that stuff? Because the problem is that people still open their wallets for it.
Right,
they're still buying it. They're not. No one's stopping and going, wait, this is market manipulation. We shouldn't be doing this, because otherwise, there's no. I mean, there's no reason to do it, right? There's no reason to collect if they're just going to release a set few and they're going to go, oh, we'll just bid the rest of them. So, if you want it, you've got to spend all this money, because it's becoming an auction.
Right. And
you shouldn't do that with a variant cover.
Right. It's one thing if you bought variant covers and you collected your room with it or something.
Yeah.
You decorated your room. And I mean, that's what I do still.
Yeah, I do it too.
Even though it's me and my wife's bedroom,
right.
I still have a comic wall, and so that's one thing. But if you're going to spend that much money, at that point, I think it would almost be better if you just bought the cover. It was just the cover, not even the inside or anything. I think it's just the cover.
Yeah.
I think at that point that's a little bit different, and especially if it was a bigger piece or something.
Yeah.
And at that point you're seeing, I mean, it's nice because I feel like artists probably really want their pieces to be recognized.
Yeah.
That's probably what.
And to be rare.
Yeah, to be rare. That's probably what artists desire. So that's probably nice for them, but is it going to affect the market for the everyday consumer like you and me?
For sure. Yeah. And I wonder, how is that gonna? Because now all you have people like Logan Paul going for it,
Yeah.
and you have people like them buying it, being like, I bought this thing, like, now it's worth even more.
He's supposedly getting into comics, isn't he?
So he bought the first appearance of Goku because he appeared in a manga comic.
Okay.
Manga. Sorry, manga. You can tell I'm from Tennessee, can't you?
You might get beat up for that.
Yeah, I probably will. It's okay. One time I was walking my dog, and I remember there were these kids outside playing, and they stopped me, and they went, "Hey, do you say manga or manga?" And I went, I say manga, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced manga.
Yeah.
And they're like, "See, I told you." Then they just got back to their argument while I kept on walking my dog.
Just started beating each other.
They just in the
Their
yard.
secret Viltrumichen training.
But yeah, like but he bought the manga comic book, and I think he CGC'd it. It got a 9.8.
Yeah.
Or he bought a 9.8
Okay.
CGC copy, and now that's the big thing.
Gotcha.
I don't think that necessarily hits comic books, but it's coming.
It could.
He's
for
looking
sure.
in our direction.
Right.
Because now, again, as I mentioned before, you can't get a book CGC graded without, if it's not a 9.8, then it ain't worth anything, which really sucks. It sucks that that's the way it is. One really cool, exciting thing, they did post for our comic book store here that we are waiting in line for. They posted a picture of some of their Silver Age comics.
Yes.
One of them being an Amazing Fantasy 15.
That is the first appearance of Spider-Man.
That is the first appearance of Spider-Man. I would love to own that, Clayton.
Well, I would too, but I think if I came home and gave up all of my life savings for an Amazing Fantasy 15, and we're about to have a baby this month.
Yeah. But Clayton, it's an investment. Your baby will thank you.
Yeah,
When
but my
she's a
wife
big
will not. My baby cannot physically harm me. My wife can.
That's true. That's true. She could, I guess.
The fear of a pregnant woman outweighs the fear of all things.
Dude, yeah, like Scarecrow thinks he's scary.
The only thing scarier than a pregnant woman is God.
Yeah. God, then pregnant woman, then like clowns. But yeah, like, so, I don't know. Yeah, so I think it's a little crazy. Unfortunately, that's, I guess, going to be a new thing because it sold. It turned I think a 70, I think it turned like a big profit to like a couple $100,000 profit for the artist.
Right.
So it definitely doubled what that person was getting. So now they're going to do. Hopefully, other places don't do that because that's not cool.
I could see some places like. I'm not going to call out any specific website where I've bought comics before, just for the sake of I'd like to continue to buy and not be like banned from their website.
Yeah, you just don't want to buy their stuff.
But there's some retail exclusive. There's some specific vendors, I think, online who sell specific variants that I could see doing that.
I could see that. Yeah, no, I could see the same thing, and that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Again, not saying that they will, but it's an option
possible,
now.
yeah.
It's definitely a topic of conversation on their sales table.
Right. Why would you not look at something that is making people money and say, I'm not going to do that when I could make that money too?
I just wonder why people are biting. The consumer, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I guess it's FOMO. For sure. I would know.
Yeah.
Hi, Gabriella.
So there's a running joke between Paul and my wife Gabriella that Paul has FOMO. He is terrified of missing out.
Yeah.
And it has been a running gag between them for quite some time.
And it's funny because this morning I called you guys and I was like, last night before I went to bed, I was like, oh my gosh, because me and Clayton, this was going to be me and him doing this, and she had asked if she could come along.
Right.
And of course, we're not going to say no to that ever. But she was like, because we were supposed to leave at like 4 in the morning. And she was like, that's insane. That's literally crazy. Like, his FOMO is that bad. And I was like, well, you're the one who's wanting to go with us. So are you afraid of missing out on our adventure?
But she is not currently with us.
No,
she has gone to meet a friend. But that's why she wanted to tag along. Yeah. But today has been a weird day. And adding to that, the fact that a bird just landed probably 4 feet from your foot was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Considering, because, did I tell you what all happened today?
No, you've not said. You said that we were late getting here.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So my alarm didn't go off. Right. I set it to PM rather than AM. And when stuff like that happens, like I'm a religious person, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, like God is probably helping me, and I just don't realize it, right? Like there's something I'm missing, and I'm hoping it's not the Scott Snyder sign.
Right.
That was the first thing that happened.
Because that's FOMO.
Yeah, that's FOMO. I don't want to miss out on that. Then the second thing that happened was I got in the car and I left, and I called Clayton and I was like, hey, like, do you guys want coffee? I'll go pick up coffee. And I went to Starbucks, got coffee.
You did mention that you forgot your Absolute Batman too.
Yeah, though that hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, right.
I went through the line and their card reader wasn't turned on, and it was going to take like 10 minutes to turn it on. So they're like, you just take the food. Just take it. There you go, for free. And I was like, well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a weird day. I'm late, and I got free food for Gabriella. And then as I'm driving again, that's when I pulled over on the side of the interstate. I was like, did I bring that? I was like, I brought that. I had to have. And I was like, well, I need to check just in case, because if I don't turn back now, I'm gonna really like this. Like, it was my Absolute Batman number 1 that I was afraid that I forgot, which I bought specifically for this signing. And I pulled over on the side of the interstate. I looked in my bag and I was like, oh my gosh. And I turned around and drove back. Luckily, my girlfriend was still awake. She actually, she was like, I'm actually up. Let me meet you halfway. So she met me and gave it to me, and she hit a skunk. Her car smelled like skunk. And then I met you guys and stuff.
So it was a weird morning for us too, because we got up early, and Gabriella said, hey, will you fill up my water bottle? And I said, sure. Well, I looked all around the apartment, couldn't find it. And finally, I'm like, well, she left it in her car. So I go out to our garage, and it's in her car, and I look up, and it looks at me. There is a possum in our garage. And it is staring at me and trying to sneak away. And it was just, that's literally what I said, because we have a cat. And I was like, that's a weird looking cat.
Yeah.
And he was like,
you're like, I'm going to pet it. I'm going to pick this up. Scott Snyder, will you sign my possum?
The possum has been freed. Humanely. He ran back into the woods.
Okay. Because you had told me on the phone, you were like, I was really afraid you were going to pull in while, like, Gabriella's dad is standing there with a gun pointing it at the possum, and you're going to be like, what is happening? Honestly, I'd probably be like, oh, whoa. Like, Clayton, he's going to kill me.
But no, how many people do you think has come back in the line while we've been talking?
Honestly, we've been recording for 27 minutes. We've probably had an additional 25 to 30, maybe 50 people total.
This is crazy, man.
Just they keep coming. People keep coming. They got chairs. There's people. The people who are in front of the store have tents. They stationed here. A lot of people pulled up here to 4:00 yesterday. Today is Saturday, so
Free Comic Book Day.
Saturday, Free Comic Book Day. Friday at 4 p.m. So they've been here for over 12 hours.
That's insane.
Which is literally crazy. There's actually
speaks to how good this book is.
Yeah, that speaks to the
So again, like we've reiterated on the show before, if you are not reading any comics right now, the one comic you need to read is Absolute Batman.
Yes, it is. You don't have to read any comics. You don't have to know anything about Batman to get into it. It is you can just go in dry, and again, I'm not a big DC person.
Right.
And this is my favorite book of the last probably like long time. Like all the books that I have liked in the past 6 years, this has trumped all of those. So, like, if you're not picking this book up, pick it up. Like, really. Like, and if you don't like it, then, get the trades. They are reprinting it. There are constant reprints coming out. There are trades. They are reprinting the trades at high volumes because they are all selling.
Right.
So, getting a first print is going to be hard. It's going to be expensive getting first prints. But if you want to just get a trade to read, or you want to just get some second prints, do it. They're very easy to get a hold of. They're not expensive. The actual reprints are selling for cover price.
Right. So they're not going for the $400 to $600 that we were talking about just a moment
so
ago.
if you don't want to be stupid like me and buy an Absolute Batman number 1 for $135 now, $400 because that's what it's selling for, get your reprint. Yeah. Even the reprints are selling. I actually, the 7th printing, which was my first copy that I bought, I bought it just because it was high, it was getting big, and I was like, I'll just get one and see if I like it.
Me and Derek, our local comic shop owner, we were both like, buy it. Yeah. And you're like, I just don't know. I'm not a big DC fan. I'm like, buy it.
No. I bought this before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. He had a copy behind the counter. I was like, let me get one. Just let me get it. And I never read it. I just got it I guess to have.
Right.
And that printing is like a $80 printing.
Dang.
It's great.
Okay.
It's weird. It's so weird. So like, your printings could be worth something,
Yeah.
but don't collect unless
Right.
if you're going to collect for value, then just go ahead and get the first prints.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So we've got what time is it, Clayton?
It is 8:30, 8:40 in the morning.
8:40 in the morning. So
The
we've got
signing does not start till 10.
Yeah, so we've got about an hour,
about
an hour
an
and 20
hour.
minutes. So, hopefully, I'd like to find me a spot to pee because I'm dying over here.
Well, hey, that dumpster.
Hey, I'm gonna climb inside.
You'll have to climb inside this time.
Let me bring the mic with me. Thank you guys so much for listening to this short episode of Beyond the Pull List. You can find us on everywhere we have podcasts and tune in.
Follow us on Instagram
Yes,
at Comic Nation 1776.
Yep, and follow us on Instagram. And thank you for listening. You got anything you want to say, Elsa?
No, that's all.
All right.
My name's Clayton.
My name's Paul, and you've been listening to
Beyond the Pull List.